Hello everybody, it's Final Rich here. I got a crazy record store story to tell. Any Vinyl Den is having a contest, and that's what gave me the idea to share this story. I think in his contest, I don't know if this video is going to be eligible for his contest, and it doesn't matter one way or the other, but if he wants to use my video for his comic book, feel free. I do have a story of when the Ramones went to Middle Earth Records and they did an in-store signing, and I got the first Ramones album signed by the Ramones, and they decided to leave after, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours. I can't remember how long it was. They just decided that, that was enough. But there was hundreds of kids outside waiting in line. And there was like going to be a riot. And it was my one of my friends is the one that calmed the crowd down. But anyways, that's not the story. I got a crazy story. I wanted to buy some bracelets, those spike bracelets. And this is probably 1980, maybe 81. And one of my friends said, "Oh, go to the Pleasure Dome. They have the best prices. They're cheaper than the trendy stores on Melrose, and they have a great variety. I mean, they have some real extreme stuff." But I go, okay. So I pull over there. I believe it was on Western, real seedy part of Hollywood, and it was like in a L-shaped mini mall. At one end of it was an adult bookstore. There was a bar somewhere in there. I don't remember what was on the other end. But right at the L part was this store called the Pleasure Dome. And there was a good size sidewalk, L-shaped sidewalk. And at the corner where the L was, there was like a little bit of an area there. And there were these two guys, biker dudes. One tall skinny guy, and the other guy was like a short, fat dude. And it looked like the skinny guy, I'm assuming he was cleaning the engine of his motorcycle. He was doing something. But anyways, I walk into the Pleasure Dome. First thing I notice is the guy behind the counter, he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And the first thing I notice is he's got like a black t-shirt on, but he's got black chaps with like a jock strap and his ass hanging out, and I was like, okay, I mean, his ass wasn't hanging. The dude was in good shape. But I go, okay, and I'm looking around. They got it was like a bondage shop. It wasn't really a record store. They got all this crazy ass stuff on the walls, and they did have like a display case, big, with all these spiked stuff, and they had a lot of spiked bracelets. I mean, some really cool. I mean, they had some with really long spikes and just a big wide assortment. So I'm looking, and then I noticed, they had records. Oh shoot, I'm gonna go look at the records. And it was almost all heavy metal. They did have a punk section of maybe 100, maybe 200 punk records, but all the rest was heavy metal. So I'm looking through the records, and one of the skinny biker guy, he comes in, and no, actually they both came in. The chubby guy was talking to the guy at the counter, and the skinny guy went into what I assume is a restroom, and he had like a can, like a coffee can or something. Went into the restroom, I guess, to clean up because he had oil on his hands and that. He came out, went up to the counter, and then the chubby guy, who was smoking a cigarette. Back in them days, you could smoke in stores and stuff. He went into the restroom, and he's in there. Apparently, he's taking a crap. And apparently, the skinny guy dumped whatever was in that coffee can into the toilet. So this fat guy, he's sitting on the toilet, and I guess he's smoking, and then he threw this lit cigarette into the toilet. Well, anyways, I'm looking at records. All of a sudden, you hear this explosion, and this chubby guy goes flying through the door. And it was a sight, dude. I mean, he's got his pants down to his ankles. There is crap involved here. And it's like, he's like on the ground. The skinny guy goes running, goes back there and picks him up, you know, pulls up his pants without wiping. And, you know, he takes his friend outside to the motorcycles, and he's kind of wobbly. And I'm just sitting there, I'm kind of like observing. I'm not looking at the records anymore. And they start up their bikes. The chubby guy, I guess he's kind of leery, or kind of, he wasn't right yet. He starts up his motorcycle, and he goes, and he crashes right through the window of the store. Blam! I'm looking, what the heck? And I look at the owner of the store, and he looks at me, and he goes, "We're closed." Take care, guys and gals.